Greetings, brothers and sisters, greetings. First and foremost, we must acknowledge our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing His word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters are truly edified by this word. And we're going to name this word, being commissioned by the Lord to preaching to the lost sheep. That's right. The name of tonight's word is going to be called being commissioned by the Lord to preaching to the lost sheep. This is going to be a very sobering word. We're going to come to you in Matthew chapter 10, verses 5 through 8. And the focus of today's word is going to be on the Lord commissioning His disciples, okay, His servants, okay, His advocates of this gospel, all right, to going out to a particular spiritual mission that He put them on. And that mission was to preach to the lost sheep. All right, we're going to get into who are the lost sheep. And when you look around Israel, there's nothing but lost sheep wandering around. And the sad thing about it, the lost sheep don't even know they lost. Don't even know they just wandering around in spiritual ruin. So Yahushua, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ, commissions His disciples to go out and get their mind right, aka the lost sheep, you see. And right now we're in that same state, we're in that same space, we're in that same time where there needs to be a commission of the Lord's servants to going out to preach specifically to the lost sheep, man. We're going to come to you in Matthew chapter 10, starting at verse 5. And it reads, these 12, Jesus, who we know as Yahushua, the 12 is the disciples who Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, aka go not to the way of the heathens, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Okay. Now this is where we're going to get into the word. Okay. It says, verse 6, but rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. What you see on the screen, this is an example of a lost sheep. But now, metaphorically, I'm going to reveal to you the lost sheep that Yahushua was speaking of. It's the followers, aka Israelites, okay, who neglected the spiritual teachings, okay? Those that's rendered useless, spiritually rendered useless. Those that's in danger of losing eternal salvation. You see, the lost sheep is those wandering around without spiritual guidance. The lost sheep is those wandering around with no spiritual GPS system, no spiritual GPS system to navigate their walk. That's why you see the lost sheep on the screen. He's at a standstill because he don't know which way to go. And that's exactly us as Israelites. That's exactly the same stance. This is the same picture. This is exactly what it looks like with a many of us being lost sheep. You're just wandering around without spiritual guidance. You're running around with no spiritual GPS system to navigate you. So that's why the Lord said, hey, man, I'm going to command y'all to go out and preach to the lost sheep, because we in dangerous time today. Just like it was dangerous times back then, we there now. In Ecclesiastes 1:9, it tell you there is nothing new under the sun. So you know this was already happening in Yahushua's time when he was walking the earth, and it's happening right now. It says, but Matthew 10 verse 6, but rather go to the lost sheep of what? The house of Israel. That would be the Israelites, which would be us, God's peculiar people, according to Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. Verse 7, Matthew chapter 10, read, and as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So the main thing in verse 7 he wants us to do is what? Preach. In other words, publish and proclaim the good tidings, the good news, to publish and proclaim the gospel. What's part of that? Proclaiming the gospel, knowing who the Father is, Yahweh, knowing to be obedient to him, knowing to serve him, knowing to fear him, and know that his only begotten Son is on his way back to rip shop. That's what we need to be preaching. Letting you people know, man, we don't have all the time that you think. The Lord going to come back like a thief in the night. And if you ain't ready, you're going to get left. So all you lost sheep out there, this is the preaching that we need to be doing. Not these fake pastors in these haunted houses, these churches that's preaching prosperity doctrines, getting your money to, serve his belly, but he ain't trying to restore lost souls. You see these churches on TV, you see these mega churches, and it's all a facade. They not preaching to the lost souls. That's why we're commanded to do so. It says in Matthew 10, verse 7, and as ye go, speaking of the disciples on a mission to preaching to the lost souls, it says, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. We here, y'all. We in troubled times, man. And the Lord, the sign is getting clearer and clearer that the Lord is on his way. And y'all have no clue. Y'all out here partying and BSing, man, thinking it's sweet. We in dangerous time. It is pivotal right now, man, for you to snap out of it, man. And the only way y'all got a chance to snap out of it is us, the real servants of Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, preaching, teaching, proclaiming, sparking that flashlight to those that's in the dark, man. Offering that spiritual GPS system to help navigate you on the right path, man. Matthew 10, verse 8, it says, heal the sick. In other words, restore to health. Cure who? The sick. Who would be the sick? The sick is those that are diseased. The sick would be those that's weakly. The sick is those that's powerless. The sick is those that's spiritually sick. The sick is those mentally checked out, those that are spiritually wounded. And you just look in your regular day surroundings. Look at all the sick people, not just physically sick, not just mentally sick, but spiritually sick. They need to be restored. They need to be cured, man. It's dangerous, man. People that look just like me and you, that look normal, are diseased. They weakly, they powerless. They're mentally checked out. They are spiritually whooped. That's healing the sick, those that's afflicted. You see? Not only do we heal the sick, it say cleanse the lepers, cure. Okay, when it comes to cleanse, it's talking about curing. When it speaks about cleanse, it's talking about defining the defilement, cleaning and curing the defilement of sin, purifying those from wickedness is the cleanse. And then the lepers would be those affected with leprosy. See, leprosy ain't just a physical thing. It ain't just a mental thing. It's a spiritual leprosy as well. It says, raise the dead. Lift up who? The lifeless. Lift up who? Those that have breathed their last breath. But not only that, it's talking about the spiritual dead. Those that are destitute of life, that recognize Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua, and being devoted to Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahushua. The spiritual dead, that's the dead that needs to be lifted up, that needs to be read, that needs to be raised up, that need to be lifted up, man. Look at all the people around you that's walking around lifeless, that's walking around destitute or even recognizing Yahweh, because they drunk off the doctrine of Satan. They drunk off the doctrine of devils, partying and serving Satan and acting as if the Lord don't exist. That's why we are commissioned to preach to who? The lost sheep that's amongst us. Our sisters out here having these children, thinking that they can raise these children without the dad. So now they're taking on a role of mom and dad. Come on, man. A mother is a mother and a dad is a dad. When you find a mother doing the roles of both, something is wrong, y'all. Same as a father. If the father taking the role of being a father and doing the motherly duties because the mother is out on drugs or wandering the streets or doing whatever she's doing and don't have no energy to want to raise her own children, those are the people that's the dead we need to raise up. You see, the lifeless. It's a cold-blooded game, man. When you look at the world and you look at the people out here, man, it's a lot of dead that needs to be raised, man. It say, cast out devils, bring forth to expel the ones who are vexed with evil spirits, the ones that are acting as messengers and ministers of the devil. And it's a lot of those. You can see all type of demon on people's, man. Look at their eyes. Look at their countenance. Look at their body language. Look at their energy. Look at how they running these red lights. Look at how they going off all these drugs and the violent spirit, demonic spirit on them, man. Just they can't sit still. It's just ridiculous, man. Our people, man, we cooked. And that's why we are called upon, the servants of the Lord, is being commanded and commissioned to preaching to the lost sheep, man. We are in a dangerous time, man. It says, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out the devils, cast out the demons. Freely ye have received, freely give, man. Cold-blooded, man. Cold-blooded. I'm telling you, man, a lot of y'all are lost sheep and are clueless to that, man. But us that have spiritual eyes, us that have spiritual discernment, us that got the power and spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in us, is commanded to go out here and preach to y'all, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters, man, were truly edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.